Hey everybody, it's Harry Kalymnios here from thethoughtgym.com and welcome to this week's video. You might notice that I'm in a slightly different place this week, and that's because I'm helping my girlfriend film her new video series and we're filming it here, and I thought I would film this week's video for you from this location. Last week I talked about the importance of sleep and turning off your digital technology after 9 o'clock in the evening and not having it on before 9 o'clock in the morning. Sleep seems to be this ubiquitous subject and everyone has got something to say about sleep. I'm not getting enough of it, I've got restless sleep, I've got insomnia, whatever it might be. And it seems to have struck a bit of a nerve. So I wanted to talk about sleep in this video too, and one particular tip that I use to help me sleep. But before we get onto that, let me just reiterate something. Apparently 60% of people in a recent survey don't get enough sleep. They wake up feeling tired. And that is a real problem. And the reason it's a real problem is not just because you wake up feeling tired, which is obviously a problem, but on a scientific level, when you don't sleep enough, you in fact don't get enough glucose sent to your brain. Glucose is the fuel for your brain, and the particular part of the brain which needs a lot of glucose and has a reduction between 12 and 14% on glucose levels is the prefrontal cortex and the parietal lobe. This is all fancy way of saying it's the executive function of your brain. It's the part of your brain which makes decisions, which knows right from wrong, which can come up with ideas and concepts and focus. And if you have a 12 to 14% reduction in glucose, you have effectively a 12 to 14% reduction in availability of the fuel that is going to provide everything it needs in order to function. In fact, a recent study in The Lancet showed that people who were sleep deprived took 14% longer to do a task and made 20% more errors in that task than their sleep enhanced counterparts. That is big news. Do you know what I think? Because if you're getting sleep deprived each day and you're going to work, who wants to spend longer at work? You're spending longer at work doing the tasks and you're making more errors, which you're going to have to correct later because you didn't sleep enough, because you watched the latest series of Game of Thrones the night before. Now, I'm not sure if you watch Game of Thrones or not, or any other program, but there are many things that people do before they go to bed which prevents them from sleeping enough. And the one tip I wanted to give you this week was the one that I've been using the last 3 years. It's so simple, I feel almost embarrassed to tell you it, but it's not... Actually, before I tell you it, let me just ask you a question. What's the last thing that you do before you go to bed? Or one of the last things you do? If you're like most people, I'm sure it's either look at your phone or look at a clock, look at the time, and then what are you thinking to yourself? Oh my God, I've only got 5 hours left before I've got to wake up in the morning. Damn it, I should have been in bed 2 hours ago. Why did I stay up watching that episode of Orange is the New Black? I don't know what all these Netflix originals are all about. But the thing is, if you're looking at the time before you go to bed, what does that do to you? It creates stress in your body. You might not even realise that it's stress, but you're creating that stress in your body, and that makes it more difficult for you to go to sleep, and it puts you in a very agitated state when you go to bed, because you're unconsciously thinking about, oh my God, I've only got 5 hours left to sleep. And then you might wake up in the middle of the night, and what do? Oh my God, look at the time, I've only got 2 hours left to sleep, oh, I've got to be up in 20 minutes, whatever it might be. So what's the tip? It's so simple. Don't look at the clock, don't look at your phone before you go to bed. You don't need to know the time before you go to bed. The way I do this on a practical level is that I tend not to look at the time after 9, 10 o'clock at night. I know that roughly the time is 9 or 10, and then I make it a vow not to look. Even if I'm looking at my phone, I tend to cover up the phone bit where it's got the time so that I can't see the time, and it really amuses my girlfriend because she might tell me the time, but she really wants to annoy me because I don't want to know the time. I know it might be 11 o'clock, it might even be 12 o'clock, but in my mind at least I'm thinking it's 10 o'clock at night and I'm going to get my full 8 hours. And what does that do to me? It makes me sleep a lot easier. So that is my simple tip, and my invitation to you this week is to give that a go. To remove the clocks from your bedroom. Don't look at your mobile phone or any other device which has got a time on it before you go to bed. Give that a go for a week and see how that makes a difference to your night's sleep. Do comment about this and share the video. Remember to subscribe and let me know how you get on, because I really want to find out what your experiences are with this. Have a very Merry Christmas. It is Christmas after all in a few days' time, and you're going to have time to get lots and lots of sleep in, and probably lots of eating and drinking in too. Until next time, Merry Christmas, bye bye.